In today's video, I'm going to explain how to manage an online math class. I have both taught online math classes for several years, since 2019 about, and I have completed a master's degree completely online for mathematics. So I've had experiences both as a student and as a teacher. So today I'm going to walk you through how to manage an online math class, because I know for some people it might be pretty scary to take an online math class. You might already have an idea of how this class might go, an expectation, and then until you actually sit down and begin, that's when it all hits you of like, oh, this is nothing what I expected, or maybe it is exactly what you expected. I don't know. Some students' expectations are it's going to be a lot of busy work, but nothing actually of quality. Some students have an idea that it's going to be easier work because it's online. Like I said, I completed an entire master's degree in mathematics completely online, 100% online. I went through a school completely in a different state than me, and I did it all online. And I had a little bit of both. I had some classes that were really, really hard, a lot of work, some classes that were a little bit lighter due to the fact that it was online. But I don't think I lost any sort of quality completing that degree online. Just some classes did differ. So I want to start off by talking about what's the first thing you do, and then just work your way through there. So on day one, or as soon as you have access to your class, the first thing you should do is take a look at that syllabus. Go into that syllabus, read it over. Know every single thing about that syllabus before you do anything else. And what you really want to make sure you know is you want to know your assignments. You want to know all of your deadlines. And you definitely want to know exams. I'm just going to write down these 3 bullet points for the syllabus. And there's more information that you want to make sure you know. But going into that first day of syllabus, just get an idea of what are your assignments. Do you have projects that you have to do? Are there big homework assignments that are due every 3 weeks or every week? Like, what does that look like? What are your deadlines? So like I said, are homework assignments due every single week, or are they due bi-weekly, or is it just at the end of a chapter type of deadline where everything's due at one time? You want to make sure you know that. Maybe in some cases, some teachers do have like midweek checks where you have to complete something in the middle of the week. Some teachers do like a weekly thing. Some teachers do just like a chapter thing. So you really want to know your assignments and deadlines, and then your exams. How are exams being taken in this class? Is it a proctored environment where you have to find a testing center in your area? Is it a completely open notes on your own? Do it just on your own time? Is there a window of time that you have to have this? Like, what does the exams look like? That's really, really important. When I was doing my master's degree, I had one class that I had to do proctored, so I had to get someone to proctor it for me. And I had to just use like someone at my work, like the principal of the school that I worked at the time. He proctored it for me, where he just sat me down in his office and he just did some work, and I took exams throughout the whole entire semester in his office after school. So that was one case of how I completed proctoring. But you can set it up. Usually, most of the time, your teacher should let you, like if you're in a completely different state, they should let you get in contact with your local testing center, like a local college in your area, like a community college that's near you, and you can go to their testing center and get set up in their testing center, and then they'll send over the materials to your school that you're taking the online class. So you want to know, how are these exams taken? When are the exams taken? Is it a fixed day? Is it a week window? What does that look like? So assignments, deadlines, and exams. And then on top of that, I won't write this down, but on top of that, you want to know your instructor. What is their contact information? Do they have a phone number, email? What are their office hours? If they're a full-time faculty member, they should have office hours. If they're an adjunct, that gets a little bit more difficult. But you want to know those office hours because you want to make sure you're asking questions. And you want to ask those questions starting day one. If there's something on the syllabus that you're not sure on, if you don't understand an assignment that's in there or something that is explained in the syllabus, ask them right away. This is an online class. You don't have an opportunity to just, as you're walking out of class, you pull this teacher aside and just say, hey, blah, blah, blah. You don't have that. Online class, you have to be proactive about your education. You have to just be, I don't want to say annoying, because you're not going to annoy the teacher asking questions, but you want to be a point of contact. Like, you want to be a name that teacher knows. That oh, here's that question from that student again. That's fine. Like, teachers don't get annoyed or anything like that, but you want to be a known student when you're in online class, because teachers who teach online classes have a lot of students and you don't see the faces, so you don't really get to know them. But if you're that name that keeps popping up, they'll get a little bit of a relationship with you, and you could get to know that teacher a little better, and they could get to know you a little bit better. So read through that syllabus right away. After you're done reading the syllabus, you have an idea of what are deadlines, what does this class look like, what does the structure look like, then your next step is to create a schedule. Create a schedule for yourself, and most times the teacher will have a schedule for you. Like week 1, we're going to complete this content. Week 2, we're going to complete this content. But you want your own schedule. You want your own, here is the times that I'm going to complete this assignment. So are you going to complete homework? Are you going to work on homework daily? Are you going to work on it weekly? Like, what does your weekly schedule look like? Where do you have pockets of time? You don't want to just go into each week saying, it's Wednesday, I have an hour available, let me try to jump on my online class and knock some stuff out. It's Friday night, I don't have anything going on, let me try to knock some stuff out here. Let me just try find little pockets of it. That's not going to work. That's not going to work over the long period of time. It might work in the first week or 2 weeks because you don't have a lot going on, or you're just not really, you're still really motivated. But once that couple weeks wear off, that couple week excitement of the semester wears off, you're going to really start to struggle finding those windows of time for availability, because all your other classes are going to be cranking up. You're going to have papers in other classes. You're going to have other homework assignments, other exams. So that's not the most effective strategy. What I did when I was completing my online master's degree for this bullet point right here, creating a schedule, what I did is I dedicated one night of the week. So I think it was every Tuesday night or Wednesday night. I would do, because I was teaching night classes at the time, so it kind of differed. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday night. I wouldn't do anything. I'd get home from work and I would just do schoolwork. That was my Tuesday night. Just do schoolwork from 4 to 8, 4 to 9, whatever I can get done, whatever motivation I had for that night. That was my night. And then one day on the weekend, I would do the same thing. One day on the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, if we didn't have anything going on, I would just do as much homework as possible that I could possibly get done in that day. And that usually was enough for me because I was very efficient with my time. I didn't have any distractions. Like, I knew these were my 2 times. I don't have any other time, so I need to get this work done. And then sometimes it would linger over into Sunday afternoon, or maybe I had to do a couple extra things on a weekday night. But that worked really well for me, setting up just 2 windows of time where I'm going to do stuff on Tuesday night, Saturday afternoon, or Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, whatever that looked like. That was a really good strategy for me. And you want to do that. You know your schedule. You know your daily schedule. You know your work schedule, your class schedule. Do you work out? Are you in a sport? Do you have other hobbies? Are you in a club at school? What does your schedule look like? Do you have huge windows of time between classes? That's usually a good way too, where you have a class at like 9 a.m., gets out at 10:45, and then you don't have another class till 2. That's a huge window, and I see so many students who don't take advantage of that time. It's a really good window of opportunity to just go to the library or go sit somewhere quiet and do an hour of homework. You don't have to sit there as soon as you walk out of that 10:45 class. You don't have to sit there and just do work for 3 straight hours. Do an hour and a half and then relax. Then play a game, bring your Nintendo Switch, do whatever. Then hang out, relax, but get something done in that window of time. It's a really important window of time to get something done. Maybe you have Thursdays completely open. Maybe that's going to be your homework day. But create a schedule, whether it's going to be daily or weekly. Daily is probably going to be difficult to make sure you have time every single day to do an online class. With online classes, you're probably better off just doing it like big chunks of time. Like if you have 3 or 4 hours available, just treat it like a normal class. Like in a normal class, we would have this class from 6 to 9:30 every Wednesday night. So I'm going to do 3 hours of work to make up for that time. And with that being said, that is another common misconception of online classes, is it's just a lot of busy work. You just got to keep in mind the time factor that goes into online classes. If you do have a night class that meets once a week, you're meeting for 2.5, maybe 3 hours a week, just one night. And then you have homework. And then you have other work that you have to do on top of the homework, the discussion boards and projects and studying. So in a given week, you might still have 10 hours of work for that one week. Might not seem like it because you break it up into class time and then homework time a couple nights. But that's your expectation that you should have for online classes. It's just going to exactly mirror what you would be doing in the actual classroom. So recap, first you want to know your syllabus in and out, everything about it. Then you want to know your assignments, deadlines with those assignments, when are those exams, how are those exams given, what's the format of the exams, how many exams, that kind of information, you want to know that. And if at any point you're reading over the syllabus, you are confused about something, you want to reach out to that instructor immediately. And then schedule. Create a schedule for yourself, what works best for you, and maybe you have to modify your schedule. Like, don't try to lock yourself into a schedule that might not work. Just try to modify it, try to figure out what works best for you, and some weeks are going to be good, some weeks are going to be bad. And I know online math classes can seem overwhelming at times, and depending on the structure, it could be a lot of work depending on the structure, because when you are in class, there's some downtime. There's some just work on your own time. There's some work with a partner time. There is a lot of downtime in a face-to-face environment that you're not getting in an online class. Like online class, you're just going full speed at all times. So just keep that in mind. You know, give that class a little bit of a break when you're feeling like this is kind of pointless. This is a little bit busy workish. Like, just keep that in mind, that you're getting just a little bit of some different instruction. But hopefully this helps managing an online math class. There's a lot more that I could probably say here, but I'll try to keep this video relatively short for today. But good luck, and I think you'll do all right.